5 here on the road tonight. Cutting into that deficit as we now key in on 174 pounds. Matty Singleton, 12-7. Lars Michaelson, oh man, not a lot of experience, 0-2. So Singleton ranked 21st. Back into that lineup this year after utilizing his red shirt a season ago. The red shirt sophomore out of Moreland, Georgia. We talked to Matty this week, and he says he wants to get back into that wing column. A couple of tight losses in a row heading into this one. Lost to Josh Ogasanya of North Carolina 5-4. Then that tiebreaker, the nail-biter to Luca Augustina Pitt. Singleton, who redshirted last year, had surgery on his hand a season ago, was injured in a couple of different junctures of the year. Still wears that protective casing around his right hand.
I believe that this weight class in the ACC 174 is the deepest weight class. And when you think of deepest, oftentimes you think it's the toughest.
Well, you mentioned tough and deep. Lorenzo Norman, the youngest in this weight class in the ACC. Stanford's normal 174-pounder, again, out of action tonight. So that's why we see Michaelson inserted in there, but when Norman is healthy and on, he's as good as they come as far as that freshman class. And this is a wrestler that I know you have watched a lot of in talking about Lorenzo Norman, who can go a long way come Philadelphia.
His motion, his misdirection, his length, they all cause problems. Matty Singleton has what we call a snatch single, where he doesn't necessarily do a penetration step, meaning that one knee hits the mat. He kind of just lowers and kind of just reaches and snaps his opponent's right leg. It kind of also does it from a post position. Someone may be touching, so he may post step that elbow and snatch.
What did he tell us? He kind of hit that for the first time his senior year in the Super 32 finals. Comes in strong here, and that three-point takedown for Singleton.
And he did it to the other side. He kind of posted, went the right leg, immediately to a double. So as soon as he went to one leg, he felt the shift. And then when he went to the shift, he locked up on Michaelson.
Action goes out of bounds. So Singleton with the takedown. 65 seconds to go in this first period.
Watch him post, and he stepped. He posted with the right hand, he stepped, and then as soon as he felt the sprawl of Michaelson, he shifted his body to get a double. One of the things that's unique about Stanford is that you see different coaches in the corner. And they have two coaches, because Coach Ayers says when you have so many people yelling and screaming, they don't hear it. So you'll see them shift from one coach to another coach strategically, but in the same light, it's more so to make sure that the wrestler can hear the voice.
Right now, Chris Ayers joined by Patrick Bruckey, who he described kind of as the intense coach of the group, the one that strikes a little fear into the competitors. You got to have one of those guys. Right now, Lars Michaelson unable to get out from underneath. Singleton, the one takedown, and they'll finish with a minute 25, minute 26 of riding time. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, our Shriners Children's Clearwater Softball Invitational coverage continues with UCF taking on Clemson. Sunday morning, 6th-ranked UCLA squaring off against Virginia. That's all happening. 80-degree weather, softball season here. Beautiful Clearwater. Not quite 80 degrees in Raleigh, but we'll take it around 65 degrees as we walked around some parts of the city earlier this afternoon. nice enough to throw a big tailgate outside. The tent and the grills were all out.
I mean, as soon as we got there, they were like, Sean Kenny's here, Sean Kenny's here, Sean Kenny's here, and gave us a lot of food, so.
Felt like I was in that hot dog eating contest. Didn't want to spill on my tie. Minute 35, second period, 4-0 lead for Matty Singleton. Four-time Georgia State champion, and you could just sense the pride when we brought up the state of Georgia and its rise.
Yes.
As far as the talent level and what's being done in that state. He talked about wrestling for compound, and another beautiful technique there by Singleton for 3 more.
Underhook, throw by, and what I'm seeing with Matty right now is he's finishing quickly and efficiently. He's not wasting time. The first takedown he had, post, one leg to the other leg, finish quickly. That one, underhook, finish quickly. When you finish quickly, you don't worry about the scramble situation.
He told us he felt he just hasn't been quite as aggressive as he wants to be. Wanted to open up a little bit more over these next couple of weeks as these wrestlers try to hit their stride for the month of March in the championship season.
And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to, as many coaches say, you want to peak. Good shot there by Michaelson.
Yeah, a little change of direction there by Michaelson as he faked right, came back on that left leg. Smothered, though, right now by Singleton underneath. Michaelson trying to drive into a little bit of a better position off that high C.
Good heavy hips there by Singleton. Couple seconds left.
Just one more start. 7-1 lead for the redshirt sophomore, wrestled for the Woodward Academy.
We talked about finishing quickly. Watch the underhook by Matty Singleton. Underhook is going to throw it by. Watch it. Throw it over your shoulder and quickly finishing. That's exactly how you do it. You don't want to waste. You want to just follow, keep the pressure forward.
Quick stand up here by Michaelson, and he is away. So a 7-2 lead as we start this third period.
Little things to build off of. Michaelson, when he stood up, he cut through to the mat. A lot of guys, they just kind of stand and spin, but when you cut through to the mat, it's hard for some. Oh, nice job again. Whoa.
Up into the air, and that had some thunder to it, man. Michaelson took all of the weight from Matty Singleton. A driving finish for 3 more and a 10-2 commanding lead.
He's doing what he does best. Another, this time he shot to the other leg. Not a shot, but kind of a step and snatch. And he finished high. You can see that he did that in first period. And look at this with the mat return. I mean, this is high level stuff here. He comes in there. Does he leave his feet? A little bit. I mean, there's a little bounce there. But it is college wrestling. You gotta be tough. But he did leave his feet though.
Michaelson, a youngster, Bremerton, Washington, making his debut, won 3 state Washington championships. He and his brother Thor, who's also on the Stanford wrestling team. Thor, a redshirt freshman. They both wrestled with their father, Ty, and they've been wrestling since they were 5 or 6 years old, waking up in the early morning hours before the sun even rose to make the journey all across the state of Washington to find as many tournaments to compete in. And now here they are, both Michaelson brothers, part of this Stanford roster for Coach Chris Ayers. And we're in a buzzsaw on this Friday night. North Carolina State closing in on another bonus point victory. Singleton just stuffs that elbow in the back of the neck of Michaelson.
One thing that Matty's doing is that he's got that right leg in, but he's using his right leg. Excuse me, he's got his left leg in, but he's using his right foot. You see he's pushing off the mat, keeping the pressure forward by pushing it and pushing and pushing. Solid performance by Matty Singleton, showing good offense, what he wanted to show.
Matty Singleton runs his record to 13-7. A major decision victory, 11-2. Stanford able to get a win from their All-American Garvin, but then with some thunder, some authority, Matty Singleton and the Wolfpack get the win right back. One of our matchups to keep an eye on, Nick Stinnett, Christian Knott, 197 from Raleigh.